Hey guys, welcome to Past the Curtain. I'm your host, Lan Mind, alongside Joviverse. Welcome, Jovi. How you doing? It's Sunday. We usually record on Saturday, but Jovi had a
Yeah.
big celebration, not for himself, but for his pops. How you doing, man? How was everything?
Doing good. Doing good. We had a rodeo themed birthday for my father yesterday. He turned 80. Shout
Do
out to
you
my dad.
do you have the mask with you?
uh
Oh my God! For those that don't know, okay,
Actually, if you give me 2
yeah,
seconds, that would be fire. Hold
Jovi showed me and the boys, because they were doing a rodeo theme. He dressed up as Woody, but Woody doesn't blink, so it was hilarious. Um, and for his father's 80th birthday was a cowboy theme, which is fine. I wasn't expecting Jovi to wear a Woody mask, but nonetheless, that was his way of showing his cowboy enthusiasm. I would just assume you dress as a cowboy, you wear a hat or whatever. No, he went full Woody from Toy Story. So I thought that was funny. And that was the reason why we didn't put any content out yesterday, because he had his father's 80th birthday celebration. But today, while he's getting his mask, I'm just gonna tell you guys kind of like a rundown of what we're gonna be talking about. Oh, here he goes. This is the most funniest like mask because it there you don't see you don't see him blink or anything. I guess as a toy, he does like toys don't blink, right? So like I guess that makes sense. But it looks good.
All I know is that I almost died yesterday.
Why?
I
Because
could
there's
not
no
breathe
air?
in that thing.
Oh, God, there's no holes or anything?
I'm in Florida.
Oh my God.
It only has eye holes, bro. So for
Jeez.
those who don't know, I'm in Florida and I almost had a heat stroke about 3 times. But hey, it
Was
was for
your
the
wife
cause.
Jessie though?
She was, bro. I'll show you a picture later.
Yeah, I needed to see that. I need to see you guys together.
She was
But
Jessie, and she like put on those inflatable horses.
oh my
It
God.
was a good time.
But speaking of people coming together, Friday night on SmackDown, both CM Punk and Cody Rhodes were in the middle of the ring, and they announced that they will be facing each other for the Undisputed WWE
Yeah.
Championship at SummerSlam. What are your thoughts on this?
Oh man, I think that was there was no break in between Sammy losing the belt and them calling out a SummerSlam match. It
Yeah.
was just like, okay, if I remember correctly, Cody was just like, "Say when." And he's like, "When?" And he's like, "SummerSlam," and that's it. That was the end of it, right? That was just
It
like,
felt like a
uh,
promo in a video game. That's what it felt like.
yeah. It's like hit the button to activate fucking SummerSlam
Yeah,
match.
yeah. Exactly. That's exactly what it felt like. It felt
Yeah,
forced. This entire feud, or whatever you want to call it, felt forced because Sammy loses on Monday Night Raw, and some people were okay with it because they didn't see Sammy as a champion, as a headliner, as a main eventer.
yeah.
Some people were upset because it was only 9 days, which a lot of people were
That's
speculating
crazy.
that he was just a transitional champion just to bring the belt to CM Punk. The problem that I have is that come SmackDown, we see nothing of Sammy. There was no Sami Zayn, flipping out like, you were not supposed to be involved. You're a wrestler on Raw. Why were you even involved? Nothing like that. It was just Punk out there celebrating, and then Cody Rhodes comes out and they have that little, not even a confrontation. It's just like, we're gonna see each other. Let's make it happen. This has been going on long enough. We've been avoiding each other, and it just felt forced. And I feel like it was always meant to be this. I don't know if the belt was supposed to be involved, but it just felt like SummerSlam is 2 nights. We need big stars. It kind of feels like one of the biggest SummerSlams ever between, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, Brock and Oba, and now you
Yeah.
have Cody and CM Punk. It just feels forced, and that's what I wanted to say. Like, it didn't feel organic. There was no feel. There was no buildup. What do you think? What do you think about that?
I think that since they were in Chicago, of course
Yeah,
they'll
yeah,
bring back CM Punk.
yeah.
Of course he'll win it.
Keep
But
in mind, he's been gone for 77 days. He only showed up on Raw
that's
after Mania, and that was it.
that's the only problem I had, and I guess that would be a great transition into what into what LA Knight was saying, which was like, he was just basically saying you're gone for this whole time, and and then you just come back and win the championship, man. King of the Ring, like none of that stuff mattered. Like you could just be gone and come back and win a belt same day. So
Mhm.
it felt weird in that way. I mean, I think the people of Chicago were happy to see Punk and for him to win the belt,
Of
I
course,
think.
yeah.
But
I
I
think
feel
people in
like the
Chicago love
overall
it.
consensus of the WWE universe was like, wow, this felt forced. He's been gone for so long.
Mhm.
Like they're just creating the headline for SummerSlam,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, that's the way it had to be. I think 9 days is that how long Sammy
Yeah,
had it for?
9 days. Mhm.
I think 9 days is pretty crazy considering that he's been trying to win a championship for
10
over
plus
15,
years.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that's disappointing in that way, but I understand why the WWE was trying to create a bigger match for SummerSlam. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is, and that's what we tend to say a lot about the
Yeah.
WWE. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
unfortunate.
it's weird because looking outside looking in, you know for a business perspective, you want the biggest stars on this night of SummerSlam. And it
Yeah,
was reported over the weekend that they haven't even reached the milestone of last year's SummerSlam as far as ticket sales are concerned.
yeah,
And this is the same thing that WrestleMania went through when they were in Vegas this year in April. They
they
haven't
had to
even
cut
reached,
prices.
yeah, that they just
Yeah,
kept on giving out discount codes and stuff like that, trying to bring
yeah,
people in.
yep,
And I don't know if it's because one or two things, right? Either the price is too high, right? TKO, they're just charging too much for your everyday casual fans that just want to be involved in that, or it's the buildup isn't good enough. People are not they're not satisfied with the storylines or what the wrestlers are getting into. They're not picking uh better outcomes for these stories, and that's why we
I think you
mentioned.
nailed it.
Hmm.
I think you nailed it on the head. I think it's both. I think it's pricing
Hmm.
does not match the stories being created. It's not generating enough hype for people to be like, okay, I'll invest my money to see
Hmm.
this once in a lifetime moment.
Yeah.
It's just forced. So, yeah, you nailed it there. I think it's both.
Yeah, because I was gonna say when you look at Roman versus Seth, that feels more like a WrestleMania kind of thing. There's so much history there, but they kind of like just pushed it here. Seth is done with the
Yeah.
vision. He just comes in. He's like, "You never beat me. Now you should beat me if you really want to call yourself a champion." And then Roman's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fight you at SummerSlam." It's just those kind of things. And then to pivot to LA Knight on Monday Night Raw, he really went in on Seth Rollins. He probably cut one of his greatest promos that I've heard in such a long time. And
It
it's
was
funny
great.
because Seth Rollins, prior to this Raw, when he was face to face with Roman, he cut an amazing promo. This week on Raw, it was a snooze fest. So LA Nate comes in, he saves the day, and he's talking about what fans are really thinking or saying to one another. Basically, you just come out of nowhere and you just ask for a championship match and you get one. Meanwhile, LA Knight has been fighting for one for so long. Even when he was at his height, at his peak,
Yeah.
he still
Yeah.
didn't get a world championship match. And I feel like this is why I mentioned, or I think this week, I feel like LA Knight needs to win Money in the Bank. Having him win
Mm.
Money in the Bank guarantees him not any storyline because it seems like WWE doesn't want to like insert him into any storyline just yet. It just gives him the opportunity to just show up, cash in, and win the title. And maybe that's something that he can do because Money in the Bank is in October. It's never been October. It's usually around the summertime. This is the first time I think it's been in October. He gets the title. You have Survivor Series in November, and then couple months down the line, you have WrestleMania in Saudi. If LA Knight is able to hold this Money in the Bank and just kind of tease it at all these like major events, Royal Rumble in
Mm.
January, like this will be so big for LA Knight. And then if he eventually wins, the crowd's gonna lose their mind. And I think it should happen if we don't see Oba versus Roman at WrestleMania. It should be that where he cashes in on Roman because there's so much history there too, and he finally takes the title off of Roman's hands. And you don't give him 9 days like you did Sammy, a couple months maybe, and then probably have Oba just
Please,
destroy him.
please, please, dude. Imagine we're all. I mean, I know me and you have been rooting for LA Knight to
Yeah.
win a belt for
Mhm.
a while now. So imagine he finally cashes in the Money in the Bank, and then he gets stripped of the belt right away. Like I'd be so mad,
Man,
bro.
that would suck, bro.
Yeah,
It,
yeah, that would.
it's unfortunate because LA Knight is only getting older. A lot of the champions are in their 40s, and that's another complaint too. Like, there's no new, young, up and coming champion except for Trick Williams, who has the U.S. title. And it kind of feels that way. They just putting the title on familiar faces who has already generated such popularity amongst the WWE universe that they don't want to take the risk in putting a title on someone else. Like, they have the IC title on Penta, fine, but Penta has been around a long time and he's an amazing wrestler. This is great for him. But there's no one else really outside of Roman and now CM Punk who now hold world title championships.
Let me mention something now that you mentioned Trick Williams. Baron Corbin is back, baby.
Yeah, I know. That was insane.
That a shocker?
Yeah.
I was not expecting that at all, bro. That was like finally WWE surprises us with something. But yeah, man, I was kind of excited about that, and he's been throwing it into the mix with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. So let's see, probably triple threat match at SummerSlam. I don't know where they're going with it, but definitely bringing them back. So. He's being involved in the main story there.
For those that don't remember, Baron Corbin was so dominant in NXT that when he came up to WWE, he was supposed to be like that next big bad guy, but he didn't turn out to be that way. And he got released, whatever. It's been a couple of years, and now he's back. There's been rumors circulating around, not only him, but Enzo and Cass as well, who came from NXT.
Fire.
So I'm waiting for that because that was probably one of my favorite tag teams. I love Enzo on the mic, and I love Big Cass in the ring. So someone, I feel like the big guys are kind of gone in WWE, and that's why when you look at Oba, you're like, wow, this is like legit. Having someone who can tower over someone like Brock Lesnar is entertaining. So Baron Corbin coming back is really good because it gives us something fresh, something new. Even though he's a familiar face, there's some familiarity with that because people know him. And if you're a new fan, you're going to get to know him. And he's been running the indies for some time as well. So the hardcore fan knows him and appreciates Baron Corbin.
Yeah. I mean, he used to have the long hair when he first came in, right? And then he chopped it for King Corbin or whatever he turned into. Yeah. And then where did he go? Did he go to AEW?
I don't remember him being there. I think he was just around the indies, and that's really about it. Yeah. So,
but yeah, Enzo Amore and Big Cass would be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be good for the tag division.
Exactly, especially if you're starting to reignite the tag division with Division and who did they face? Was it Carmelo Hayes and the other guy?
No. No, you're thinking of the Street Profits. That's who they faced. And they got the titles back, which happened on Raw. And
okay,
we'll transition that.
So they're definitely doing something with the tag division. Yeah, go ahead, transition into the Maxine thing, man.
Because you mentioned like to ignite the tag division because right now you have tag team champs on Raw, tag team champs on SmackDown, but it does feel weird because they're really not focusing on tag team. The division, the Vision actually won the titles back on Monday Night Raw with the help of Maxine. It's been teased for a couple of weeks or even a couple of months that Maxine is getting involved with Austin Theory, and Monday proved that she is involved and she helped them win by giving a low blow to Dawkins. And what are your thoughts on Maxine being involved in this angle with the Vision, but now is like a boyfriend to Austin Theory? She's actually married to an actual wrestler in NXT too. So
so here are my thoughts. I don't know like the rumors. I don't really like watch or see it on. I don't really go on Twitter too often to see like the rumors and stuff. So when I first heard of it was watching the Impulsive podcast. They had Austin Theory on, and Mike mentioned to Austin, he's like, "Oh, what's up with Maxine Dupree?" And then they're both like, "Yo, chill out." So I know that was part of the promotion for it, but it's like, okay, here's my thing, right? Good for the Vision. They're kind of trying to work something new in it, and Logan's out for a bit longer, so they gotta have to have fresh stories, fresh things going with the Vision, or else the Vision dies. And I guess my thought is how do people feel about I know they're actors, or I know they're acting and stuff, but how do people feel about the whole like Dominic Mysterio, Liv Morgan when Dom is married? Or like the same thing with this situation where Maxine, or what is it? Not is it Maxine?
Yeah, it's Maxine.
Yeah. So, how do people feel about her being married but being entertained in a story with Austin Theory? Like, I know the WWE loves to do that.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but they love to throw
I don't know
them into stories like that. So I guess like My question to the WWE universe is this: would you have a partner that is involved romantically in a story with someone else? Like I know, like let's bring it to like Spider Man. What's her name?
Oh, you're talking
Tom
about
Tom Holland's
Zendaya.
girlfriend,
Zendaya,
Zendaya. Yeah,
wife.
I know she
She's
does. She's an
married now. Yeah.
actress. She's married to him, but she
Mhm.
does do roles where she is
Very
intimate with
intimate.
other
Yeah.
men. You know what I'm saying? So like, I guess it might be an insecurity thing for me, but like,
Mhm.
I don't think I could ever be involved with someone in that way.
Mhm.
Just because it feels like so weird, man. It's so
Yeah.
weird like, having to see your wife or girlfriend be like kissing someone on the television for the entertainment of millions of other people. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? I just wanted to bring that up and see how people felt about that moment.
Yeah, this has been going on for years, man. WWE before when they were in WWF, like they would have people who are in relationships, people who are married, have on-screen relationships with someone that they're not together with. Sometimes it would actually lead into divorce or breakup.
I know. I know.
There was even the most famous one where you had what was it? Matt Hardy was dating Lita and she was having an affair
Yeah.
with Edge, and then that turned into an actual angle on TV. So
Yeah.
I don't know how people may feel. I know I couldn't do it. I couldn't have my wife or my girlfriend be in an angle with another wrestler where she's making out or she's showing very intimate scenes for millions to watch. I know it's acting, and like you said, maybe it's just an insecurity thing. I don't know. But I don't feel comfortable enough to share my partner with someone, even though if it's just acting, if you're in Hollywood or you're in a wrestling ring, it just feels a little uncomfortable for me. So seeing that and seeing how she played it really well. She jumped in his arms, they
Yeah.
made out, and
Yeah.
it was intense. So I think for her, this is something given to her to do because she wasn't really doing anything with the Alpha Academy. So this is just her in a new angle. It looks good on
Yeah.
her wearing the all black, the curly hair. Like
For sure,
she
that was
looks
a good
mean
look.
and
Yeah.
like upset. Like she's a heel now.
Yeah.
And where does this go? I don't know. So
Yeah, I don't know either.
yeah.
But I mean, I guess the Vision's got a fresh look. So
Yeah. Now
good
they
for them.
have Maxine. So now it's like, who's the leader of the Vision? I felt like the way it looked like Austin Theory with the new girl in the front while you have Logan and Braun Breaker in the background. Is he the leader? And he doesn't feel like a leader. I feel like Braun Breaker is the leader. But then we also haven't
Yeah.
seen Bronson Reed. So I don't know what's going on. It felt like they were about to break up, and then this happened on Monday and they got the tag titles back in less than 2 weeks. It was just weird. So
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
where we
yeah.
go with that.
They're keeping us on our toes, to say the least, man.
Yeah, I guess you could say so. And I wanted to pivot to one thing about the division is that it feels like without the tag titles, that's why they gave it back to them. They feel lost. Like there's no purpose for them. You have Seth Rollins who already beat Braun Breaker. That storyline's over. There's nothing else for them to do. If you break them up, are you gonna leave Braun Breaker with Paul Heyman? It just feels like what happens next? Braun Breaker doesn't need anyone. I think it would be better off if he was just one-on-one with Paul Heyman. Also, Austin Theory, he just doesn't do it for me. He doesn't feel believable, and I don't like him as a heel. It just doesn't feel right. And then when I look at Logan Paul really never needed anyone. He was doing great all on his own. Maybe Bronson Reed could benefit. It was just Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker with Paul Heyman, but
Yeah.
the division just doesn't feel. I feel like that faction is already dead. So that's just how
Interesting.
I feel.
And they have the belt. So I
Yeah, they
don't
have
think
the
they're gonna
tag
die
titles.
anytime soon.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that's
I
why they
think they're
gave
gonna
them.
use I think they're gonna use the Vision to almost like give new life to the tag team titles and to the tag team division. I think they're
Probably.
gonna have to use them to continue to push teams forward, to have those tag matches and the main events on those
Mhm.
big events like SummerSlam or WrestleMania. Especially like you were saying last week, they're adding more matches per those events.
Yeah. Mhm.
So the tag is a huge belt in my opinion. So to have those in the main events, you have to have teams there to
Yeah.
compete, not just the same two teams fighting each other all the time.
That's what it felt
So it's
like.
like
Yeah.
yeah. So and they just need to continue with the tag divisions and keep boosting it, man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And the last thing I want to talk about is Sami Zayn. Now, full circle, Sami Zayn is no longer the undisputed WWE champion. What do you do with Sami moving forward? How does he fit into this storyline? They made an announcement on SmackDown that they're going to have a tag team match at Saturday night's main event, which is going to be Cody Rhodes and CM Punk versus Gunther and Sami Zayn. I felt like this was just thrown together because they had nothing else going for Saturday night's main event between the other two matches.
I don't
And
get that.
it didn't make sense to me. So who wins that match? I feel like you give it to maybe Sammy and Gunther, or do the babyface win, which is Cody and CM Punk. What do you do with Sammy? If you keep having Sammy lose, does Sammy take the pin? What do you do then with Sammy? And I feel bad for him, man, because I think not only is he a good wrestler, he's great on the mic. He feels relatable. It's unfortunate and it sucks for him. And I feel like if you don't do anything with Sammy now, what do you do with him down the line? Do we rely on Kevin Owens to come back? Do they form a tag team so that way
That would be great.
they're against Cody Rhodes? Because prior to KO leaving, he got injured in the match between him and Cody Rhodes. So it's like, do these best friends come together, form a team so that way they can attack people like Cody, people like CM Punk, things like that? What do you think?
Isn't Cody and CM Punk having a match on SummerSlam?
Yeah. That's
So
what
then
we
why
just
are they
talked.
tagging this weekend?
You caught me there because I'm like, yeah, we just talked about that earlier.
Yeah, no, but like,
I know
why are
that's
they
why I don't like
tagging that?
that's why I don't like this whole idea of this tag match. It was just thrown together. That's what it felt like. It was announced on SmackDown, and then of course Gunther beat up Nick Aldis, and then Cody comes
And
out and they
Cody
cut the
came to
TV
yeah.
off.
Yeah. So, whoa, dude. Okay, so I do not like this match at all. I think,
Yeah, neither do
like
I.
you said, it was thrown together because it's like, okay, if these two people are fighting against each other on SummerSlam, and this is the match that you guys are
They do
hyping
this
up,
all the
and
time. Yeah.
I know, and I don't like it, man.
Mhm.
It almost feels like they run out of options, so they just like, okay, just put this here and then put it out. Like it feels like creative is in a very, very weird spot. Like it
Yeah.
almost needs a reset. Like I feel like
I agree.
WWE under Triple H has been great for the
Mhm.
most part, but I feel like as of lately it has not been that good, man. It feels really, everything feels really forced. Everything feels very just like last minute pivots
Mhm.
because maybe the crowd is already anticipating like the return of Brock Lesnar for the interruptions or different things like that, and they just pivot like last minute. That's what it always feels like, and I don't know if that's just these are things that were planned or if it's just legit, just like creative on their heels, kind of like, oh my god, I have to figure something else out, or like like it feels weird, man. It
No.
feels weird. I don't like where it's at right now, and I would love a creative reset where the stories are more drawn out and interesting, and we don't just get things from one week to the other. Belt transitions, like belt transitions, they used to only be at these main events, and now it's like CM Punk won a belt on a Monday Night Raw. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Was that Monday Night Raw? I
Yeah.
think it was.
Mhm. Yeah.
So it's like what are you giving people the incentive to go buy these main event tickets when things happen on like a Monday or a
Mhm.
random day during the week? Like, what's the point of going to one of these main events when it happens randomly now? You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
have to build that anticipation so that people go to these, pay for the SummerSlam, pay for the WrestleMania, so they can see, oh my God, what can happen at this point? Because
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're not building enough hype, and the stories are dying. I think the stories are laying flat.
Yeah. So one thing that you didn't mention was predictable. It feels predictable too. A lot of the times you go into these
Yep.
matches and you're like, oh, this person's gonna win. That's why it was so surprising to see Sami Zayn win. And once he won, a lot of people were like, oh, he's a transitional champion. So any day now he's gonna be dropping the title. And it happened. And that's the sucky part because we already know the idea and how they think, even based on the Unreal series that's on Netflix, the new season is gonna be dropping in a couple weeks. You kind of
Yeah.
get the inside scoop of like how WWE thinks. And we all know they're not going to leave the title on Sammy because they never really believed in him. It's the
Yeah.
same thing like when they mentioned in last season, they're like, oh, we're not going to leave the title on Chelsea because Chelsea Green, she's more of a enhancement. She helps the other talent get over. So when you think like that, you start to think, who are the guys they really focus on? Who are the girls that they really focus on? They want to build up to the next superstar. And Sammy is just not that. It's unfortunate, but it's true. And I hate that for him because I think he's really good. Will he do better if he left? I don't think so. I don't think him going to AEW or, him going to the Indies will do him any good. If he leaves now, honestly, I think it's just you retire or you do something for WWE where you're like a Legends contract. But Sammy still can go. I'm very entertained by his matches. I always said it. He is the modern Mick Foley. He has that look. He has that, not that he's fat because he's not, but he's not completely fit either. He's not ripped or anything. He looks like your average Joe, especially with the beard, the long hair.
Yeah.
And he's so passionate when he talks. He's so good on the mic. And I feel like he fit really well with the bloodline. And it kind of like helped the bloodline go to the next level. It's things like that. Like he is good when he's put together with someone versus him alone. Even though he does well when he's alone, it's just they're not going to do nothing with him moving forward. I don't see him being another champion or winning the title again.
I think that what you said earlier was perfect for him. I think he should KO when he comes back, when he's done with his injury. I think they should tag again. And I think that they should be in the tag division. Even though I like Kevin Owens as a singles wrestler.
Yeah, Kevin Owens is
I think
awesome,
that he is, and he has great moves that he's borrowed and whatever. And but like I think that him and Sammy would be a great tag team. I think it would be very entertaining. I think it would be like one of the core tag team title matches that you can put onto a special event.
Yeah.
And I think involve him with the tag division. I think that now that he's lost his opportunity, he didn't show up this Monday. Let's bring him into a tag division and see what he does there.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for constantly, entertaining the shorts because there's a lot of comments on a lot of shorts that we put out sometimes. And I appreciate the conversations that we have. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you know whenever we post a new video or possibly go live. We are going to be going live for SummerSlam in a couple of weeks because it's a 2-night event, so it'll be both Saturday and Sunday. I don't know if Joey might or may not join me, but we'll be live for that. We'll also be live for this weekend coming up. It's going to be Saturday night's main event, so be on the lookout for that as well. But thank you all for joining, and I appreciate the love and support. And until next time, keep gaming. Peace.